Hello and welcome to IT Leadership Insights by Future Processing. This program is for CIOs and senior IT executives who struggle with current IT and are considering nearshoring as a solution. We talk with industry's experts to gain their perspective and insights on how to do IT outsourcing right. My name is Michał Grela and today my guest is Tom Quigley, the CEO of Emerging Europe Alliance for Business Services, Innovation and Technology and the CMO of Quigley Media, a marketing agency from the UK. Tom, would you like to tell us something more about yourself, please?
Yes, thank you. So my career spans something like 30 years.
Okay.
2/3 of that was probably in an outsourcing context. So I worked for a large BPO provider, probably the largest in the UK, and I was head of marketing, design and events for that, for one of their divisions.
Okay.
Subsequent to that, I left and became the marketing director for the National Outsourcing Association. We rebranded that to the Global Sourcing Association in October 2016. And then shortly after that, I left and set up my own marketing agency to serve the Central and Eastern European market for businesses that are looking to raise their profile in the UK and other markets. And we also co-created the Alliance for Business Services, Innovation and Technology at the same time.
That's very impressive. We're very glad to have you here. In this episode, we're going to talk about various international associations and some spaces that companies looking to outsource could use to access local markets and make outsourcing easier. But first things first, what are the associations available for the companies right now?
I think there's a huge range of associations depending on what you're looking for, what your desired outcome is. There's member associations where it's really just a network for businesses to get together and share knowledge and expertise and maybe even skills as well. There are associations who focus specifically on the skills of relationship management within an outsourcing context. And then there's organisations who focus on specific niches like specifically robotic process automation or artificial intelligence.
There's a wide variety available.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. So what do they actually do? I mean, what goals do they have? What areas of specialization do they cover on a daily basis? What do they do?
Again, it's very different. But predominantly all of them are focused on trying to create market level engagement for vendors and buyers to get together, share knowledge, and hopefully do business together as well. And whether that's an investment promotion agency or whether it's a member association that's focusing on job skills or whether it's an IT cluster, principally they're all trying to achieve the same thing.
However, their goals towards the client looking to outsource versus their goals towards companies, providers such as, say, an IT outsourcing company from Bulgaria or Romania or Poland, are different, aren't they?
I think it's again, it depends on the individual enterprise. It depends on what they're looking for. I think location these days has become much less of an issue now, and it's more around where can they access the skills. And innovation as well. Innovation is just as important because businesses these days are looking for longer term partner relationships rather than just a squad of 10 people to do coding for 4 months or something like that. So it's they're looking for organisations who are vested in the relationship and who are bringing skills and knowledge and expertise around what's coming over the horizon.
So on the one hand, it's looking for companies who would like to outsource, and on the other is matchmaking that with particular set of skills that they are looking for at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you've worked for the Global Sourcing Association. Now you are leading the Emerging Europe Alliance. Please tell us something more in detail about what these companies actually do.
So the Global Sourcing Association is the oldest outsourcing association in the UK. It's been going for something like 30 years.
Okay, that's an impressive history.
They have a 50% split between enterprises and vendors, and they try to keep that ratio so that there's never too many vendors or too many enterprises at any events. Principally, they're focused on knowledge sharing and skills sharing and trying to create standards, particularly around relationship management for outsourcing. Historically, outsourcing's had a poor relationship, a poor reputation rather around managing those relationships, and they've actually created a bespoke standard which can be used either in the private sector or the public sector for buyers or suppliers to upskill themselves on that. The Emerging Europe Alliance is a little bit different. Its two main goals is to promote collaboration and integration of skills and services and knowledge across the region. So that's businesses in Ukraine wanting to do partnership agreements with businesses in Poland and that kind of thing. And then the second principal objective is to try to create, raise the profile of Central and Eastern Europe to other markets like the Nordics and the US and places like that.
But at the end of the day, it comes down to what? To events, to portals, to some papers, or?
Well, I think it's at market level. So I consider myself to be a market level operator, and I don't think there's any better way of doing market, doing business than speaking face to face. But to do that, you need to create a funnel, and you need to engage with businesses at scale, and engaging with these associations who have that larger share of voice than perhaps you as a single entity or a single business, helps you punch above your weight effectively, and go along to those events where you know there's going to be 70, 80, 100 enterprises there who are looking for the types of skills that you're looking to offer.
I couldn't agree with you more. I also personally believe that behind every business-to-business relation, there is actually a human-to-human relation.
Absolutely.
You always do business with the ones that you know and like. But with experience so vast as yours, I'm sure you have a number of success stories that you've come across. I mean, like examples of client companies from the UK or from other markets that were looking to outsource, and maybe examples of fruitful and very successful relations that emerged out of activities such as...
Yeah, of course, it does happen. During my time with the Global Sourcing Association, there was an organisation who provided virtual contact centre agents who were home-based. And during one of the events, the annual symposium, they got talking to a large energy provider in the UK who weren't even thinking about that, but the technology was so interesting and the operating model was so interesting and the cost arbitrage from it was so compelling that they actually done some business off the back of that. Closer to home with the Global Sourcing Association, we've just come back from delivering an event in partnership with the Nordic IT Association, and I heard literally yesterday that one of the businesses who came along and spoke at that event on a panel session, sharing their knowledge and expertise, has actually done business with a large...
That's quick.
Yeah, and it does happen. And then away from that, we were also approached by a French company who was looking for a niche set of coding skills. And it just so happened that one of our newest members had those types of skills as well, and we put them in touch with each other, and now they're doing business as well.
So despite it's hard to put an ROI on this kind of activities, it is truly possible to bring some leads or generate business.
Yeah, I think for a relatively low cost of entry to these types of associations, and then, as I say, really understanding what market you're going after, and also the job people, the job titles that you're going after, whether it's a CTO or a CIO or whatever, making sure those associations have access to those types of people, then I think it's a very worthy ROI actually.
Okay, thank you for this conversation. It was truly inspiring and very, very insightful and very interesting.
Thank you.
And thank you, our viewers, for watching this episode of IT Leadership Insights by Future Processing. If you have found it useful, please do not hesitate to like it, share it on LinkedIn, share it on Twitter or any other social media. Please also do drop us a line if you would like to have a topic covered in one of the future episodes. This was IT Leadership Insights by Future Processing. Thank you.